We're back. Little video on everything we see right here. Everything that I use. Now, 6-in-1. My 6-in-1, my old trusty screwdriver. Fret file. Works great. Except for that one. And we got, as they call them, nut files. Sorry for my finger being away. They call them nut files, but actually what they really are, they're welding tip cleaners. That's what you use to clean the little tip out on your welder. Should know what they are. Radius gauges. I use them. And then just your basic feeler gauges. Uh, 10mm socket. Everybody needs one of them. Then we got just your basic open-end wrenches. I prefer the ratchet and wrenches. Barely use it. Brush. It's good to get the dust off in between the strings. Yeah. Your Dunlops. And I got a little spin doctor too for your drill. But I just basically use just the regular string winders. I barely use it. Every once in a while. Get the nut off, but that's what the 10mm socket's for. Fret rockers. I mean, I level all the frets anyway. So basically, I mean, if you level the frets, you really don't need it. If you mark the fret, every fret wire all the way down with a marker. Got your neck level. Make sure, make sure that when you're doing the work on your neck, that you know that. Oh, wrong end. They're not even in the shot. Sorry. See a little light under there, but that's a must-have tool. That's a must-have tool. Yeah, kind of, sorta. Yes. Maybe. I mean, if you want to see how thick your neck is at the heel and at the top of the neck, or at the 12th fret, if you're interested. Bad camera work. Let's see. Maybe. Depends, how long you've been doing it. A lot of people just tape off everyone. We go for just polishing. More box wrenches. I just use a basic level with a piece of sandpaper. Works fine. Your McGuire's for polishing. I use the ceramic detailer behind that. I use that for after it's buffed and polished. Scratch and swirl remover after you buff it. Old Masters grain filler, and then wood filler. Basically the same thing. Up here, solder and iron, solder, some flux, wire strippers. I barely use the flush nips. I don't really do a lot of refrets. That's what I use to polish my frets, the Mother's aluminum polish and mag polish. Dremel. They're good for little things, especially on kick guitars. You know, it's not perfect. You get little imperfections inside the cavity pockets if you want to clean them up, and then, you know, put your shielding tape in. Capo, barely use it. These two are probably the most precious and sentimental tools that I have. My fret file. This was actually my father's. He didn't work on guitars, but he was a machinist. This was always in his pocket all the time. I found that when he passed away. And his punch, or his pick, which is good for if you're going to drill a hole. Say you got to make some holes for the new tuners. I always mark it, make a little indent with the punch or the pick in the wood, and then once you drill it out, your drill bit will stay in where the punch hole is, or the pick hole. And these are the two most precious things that I have on my bench. Another punch, it's a spring-loaded punch. They're pretty good to have. Use them for anything, really. Probably the number 3 thing I use the most on my bench. Always keep it sharp. Linseed oil for my fingerboard. Just an old-fashioned 3-in-1 oil that I use for my tuning machines or my tuning pegs. One drop, maybe once a year. Ed tuning machines. Actually, really good brand. Really good brand. I put them up with Geiger. I don't know why they're actually. They should be right there with Geiger. Reaction roar. Standard M-millimeter. Let's see what else. Just razor blades, some tape. Another straight edge I made. Alright, we could go up here. My camera holder. All my parts, little parts bins. Haven't filled that one up yet. Just keep all my stuff. Pick up rings, screws, Allen wrenches, claws, strap buttons, springs, you get it, tuners, knobs, more tuners, input, bigger screws, pots and three-way switches, neck plates, some input plates. Up here, just basic, just a little bit of touch-up paint. Strings and strings, more strings over here. Strings there. Pickups, rubbing alcohol, more pickups. Amplifier, my wife, little vise, which is always nice to have. That holds my, just a whole bunch of little put-in jars, or just to keep all the little crap in. Throw it on there. Mini razor blades, ratchet and screwdriver, just basic Sharpies. I already showed you solder and iron. Just solder and iron. More simple. A 1/4-inch ratchet and sockets. And extra keys. That's basically really it. Let's go over here. There's the Jackson. My work mechanic toolbox. We got my paint. Just a bunch of chemicals. Basically what I use on the car and my trucks. Yes, easy off oven cleaner. Try and find that can. Easy off oven cleaner makes the best engine degreaser. What I use down here, which is a mess, but my six-inch bench grinder, which is a bigger one, smaller, but it's still a 6-inch Ryobi. And then I got my little, I think it's a 3-inch, yeah, 3-inch by 3/4-inch grinder. That's pretty sure that's a jeweler's grinder. They make jewelry rings and grind them down. I got that at like a flea market for like $5. Best $5 I ever spent. A big vise. Thousands and thousands of screws, nuts, and bolts. Old toolboxes that I found, flea markets, just painted them up. Tail lights for my one truck. Let's see. Oh, down here, filing cabinets, which are great for just putting everything and anything in. And then files and files and more files. My file should be in my filing cabinet if you get it. My drawer of misfit screws and nuts and bolts. Oh, I was looking for that spark plug. They're actually 1934 jacks. When it gets cold, when the floor gets dirty. And then more files. Oh, there's my planes too. It's miscellaneous stuff. Small engine carburetor, sandpaper. And then we have, it's another thing, 1963 Craftsman 150 drill press. Yeah, this was my father's. It must weigh about 300 pounds. But works probably like the day that he bought it. Great machine to have. Turbo hammer. And this is another must-have if you do any kind of woodworking. Yeah. 6-inch, 4-inch belt sander, disc sander. And everybody's got to have a metallic toaster on the refrigerator, held up by your welding magnets. Yes, there's the Washburn. And then you got your old spray bottle of Looby Dooby. Mineral spirits and transmission fluid. Mixed together will loosen any nut, rusty bolt. Greatest stuff in the world. That was my father's invention, or probably been around for years and years and years, but that's what he used to use. Let's see, what else? Welding helmets, stain. And the greatest show in the world. Anybody knows what TV show that is? Hee Haw, Hee Haw. Let's see. My welder. My little Zero fan. Miscellaneous bottom shelf stuff. Hand cleaner, sander, torches. I love that show. I think that's it, really. I mean, unless you want to see a refrigerator. I mean, there's a refrigerator. That's where you do your laundry. Oh, under here, guitar bodies that I made. That goes in the wall, summertime. My EVH Explorer body. Sanding discs, 409, another little radiator when it gets chilly. That's basically it. But that's basically the tools that I use. Gotta have one of them on your workbench. Keep the confidence up. And one of them. That's basically it. Frankie's done. He's all wired in, all tuned up, ready to go. Purple V. Just gonna need a little bit of fret work, not much. You've seen the neck. Neck's good on it, nice and straight. Body's gonna need to be wet sanded a little bit. Get rid of some of this stuff right there. Add a little bit more into those pores. It don't matter all in here. It's covered by the pick guard. And Telly's there, just hanging on the wall in the garage. You already seen the Washburn. That's basically it. On the other side of my shop, opposite of the side that I have my workbench on. It's basically everything that I use almost every day. With guitars or not guitars. Everybody should watch that show. I don't know if I could say it. Name of the show if they'll block my video, but everybody should say Hee Haw. Always use your tap out shorts as a neck brace, neck holder. Got some of these that I'm making. I want to send out to some people. That's basically it. My music, my straps, my headphones. You've seen all this stuff. That's basically it. Little garage tour. I call it my small shop. Awesome on guitar. Great singer. Cabinets. Alright, that's it. It's been 23 minutes. Jibber jabbering and showing off some stuff. So I hope what you've seen. Just right there, what I basically use almost all the time working on guitars. If you didn't see something. Don't worry about those things back there. One day. Alright, thanks everybody. I will see you in the next one.